Peaches. What are you doing, Peaches? She does this weird thing with her throat that I have to syringe feed her. So she eats 3 times a day. All kinds of good stuff. That's why she looks round. Probably fed her too much. But I wonder what that beard thing she does. It's like a frog kind of thing. She is a fancy bearded dragon. She's holding on to me for dear life. Boop. Not very photogenic. Right now she looks like an inflatable balloon. She's alive. I rescued her a week ago from PetSmart. I don't know what that frog-like thing she does with her beard. It's kind of weird. On the other hand, my other bearded dragon is wonderful. Ate a freaking Fruit Loop today. Peaches! She'll open her eyes when you call her. Doot, 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 doot. Peaches! Peaches! Open your eyes, Peaches! Okay. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. I'm going to train her how to catch her own crickets eventually. But for the meantime, it is syringe feeding and it's not fun for her or for I. Don't know what you're doing with your beard, girl. She's a female. When I got her, she was very lethargic and she wouldn't eat anything for me. I've gotten her to at least put the syringe to the tip of her mouth right here, and she'll drink it or lick it or whatever they do. But for the moment being, it's pretty much what it is, and I'm okay with that as long as she lives. I have a male and I don't plan on breeding her with him. I will get a more healthier female to breed him with her. Well, the other female. She is just a rescue. I honestly feel like they had either fixed her at the Dumb Friends League or something like that. She's got this cut right here. It's 3 centimeters, but Goku also has this on him. But I don't know if they had spayed her, which is fine by me, but at the same time, like, I feel like that's why she was lethargic in the first place, because what I was told and what I read online is you're not supposed to spay them until they're at least a year old, because their lady parts or their male parts haven't fully developed. And I feel like if that's what they did to her, they put her in very bad health, especially if she was dumped at the Friends League. And she's only fat like this because I literally gave her a bunch of food. I was away all day today, so it's probably not good to do that, but I gave her a laxative. So in the week that I've been had her, or the last couple of days that I have had her, um, her mobility has been up. Um, I have given her Worm Guard and Repta Boost, and she also has some emergency IC from what PetSmart gave me. And so I've been mixing all those three things together and give that to her twice a day, along with some pellets. But with the pellets, I water them down. And are you peeking at me? Huh? You hear me talking? She's peeking at me with this eye on this side. But I mush it up and I put it in the syringe, and I syringe fed her that today. I soak her in warm baths twice a day, sometimes 3 times a day, just to make sure that she's hydrated. She really doesn't like her UV bulbs, and I don't know why, but I set her in the sun, and I've realized that if I set her in the sun, she's more active, but if I put her in the UV bulb, she wants to stay underneath the heat source, or move away from the heat source. The first couple of nights that I had her before I got the Worm Guard, she was staying on the cold side of her tank instead of the hot spot. So since I've been giving her the Worm Guard, because I don't know if she has parasites or not, I can't really afford to take her to the vet to get her tested for parasites. PetSmart told me they were taking her to a vet, but I called the vet myself, and they said that they've never seen her there before. So I'm just waiting for the money to come around to get her to the vet to do a fecal on her to see if she does have internal parasites. But until that, I'm doing the natural zone Worm Guard, and she's been doing really good. More up, more running around and stuff like that. She likes being held, so that's why she's sleeping. I've been holding her literally every single day this week. She's very calm. She likes being petted. I don't know who had her before or what happened to her, but all I can pray for is that she'll survive. And if not, then, just want her to give her the most comfortable days that she has left. If that's the case, they gave it to me for free, so I'm not worried about the money that I've spent, because worst comes to worst, and everything that I've bought for her, I can give to Goku, my other bearded dragon, and he's more healthier and more up to par than she is, and I bought him from PetSmart as well. Later on down the road, if me and my husband decide to adopt another pet or to go and get another bearded dragon, we will be staying away from Petco and PetSmart. Where I'm looking online to see which breeders are more relevant than buying them from Petco and PetSmart, because I feel like they don't really take care of their animals, to be honest. And if I could adopt them all, I would. PetSmart told me the other day that there's another bearded dragon that is also a baby, and his foot is broke, and there's nothing they can do about it. So he might also be up for adoption as well. I'm not sure if I can get my hands on a third tank. I will be glad enough to adopt him as well. But for the meantime, it's just me, her, and Goku, and the kids. And the kids absolutely adore the bearded dragons. They're getting used to them. She's very content. I wonder if I can get her to walk. She's just being lazy right now. Come on, you roly poly. Show YouTube your strength. It's probably past her bedtime too. I don't know what she's doing with her beard, but I'm trying to get her fat. And if you can't tell that you can see her spine. So PetSmart was not feeding her. They were force feeding her, but they were only giving her 1 mealworm a day. rather than trying to feed her the way I've been feeding her. The first day I brought her home, I did pick up some crickets, and I had to, um, sorry, baby. Oh, there you go. I had to rub them in front of her face for her to eat them, and sometimes, um, she would not open her mouth, and she would just jerk back and forth rather than opening her mouth. So at that point, I had to just give her emergencies and the rip to boost to see if I can get her to start eating. Her tail was more darker than this, so I don't know if you can see the gray color on the bottom of the tail, but her tail color is actually getting a little bit more better. It was completely gray, and it was all the way up to like right here, and it's starting to come back. Her tail color is starting to come back. The tip of her tail is actually kind of black. You can see that, but she really likes to be held. She doesn't ever show her beard to me. I know she does not like to be force fed. We've come to learn this, but PetSmart, what I was told the other day is that they were barely giving her emergency IC because the girls at the store were afraid to pry her mouth open, and you literally have to pry it open sometimes to get her to eat. Yes, I'm talking about you. Can you tell? Eventually, I'm going to train her or try to show her how to eat her crickets by herself. She's very content. I'm just going to lay there. She's just laying there. Like, I am not doing this today. I am not doing this. She really is fattened up right now, and that's from all the supplements and food that I pretty much had to force down her throat, but she does walk and stuff like that. So tomorrow I will set her back outside and show you guys that. I do have a video of her acting like a crazy lizard, and that was like yesterday. I put her in the sun, and she's roaming around her cage like it was nothing, and I've never seen her do that since I've had her, and that's when I started doing the worm guard and parasite protection and the Repta boost, and along with her emergency IC, and I gave her like 3 crickets yesterday, but she's doing pretty good. Right now she's just being lazy because I fattened her up, but she'll eventually poo. I clean out her tank at least 3 to 5 times. I'm going through laundry soap like it's nothing, and I make sure it's all, I run it about like 3 or 4 times before I put it back in her tank, so that way she doesn't have that detergent on her skin. I make sure all the soap and stuff is rinsed out. It is a pain in the butt because you do have to hold her. I let her crawl all over me and just, chill out, and we just hang out, and, just want to give her the best life that I possibly can. She is alive. I'll show you that she's breathing. She's really fat and plump and lazy right now. I even wake up in the middle of the night to check on her, and it's crazy because I've never done that even with Goku, and she's my first rescue, and I feel like every animal deserves a second chance in life, regardless of whether they're a frog or a reptile or a fish, just name it. And I'm glad that I have her. She's my baby. She even started shedding today, and when I got her, her whole entire front of her mouth was completely gray, and we got all of her shed off, I hope, from the front of her mouth. Her eyes were super sunken in. Eventually we'll get this to the point where she's back to being fat, because you can see her bones on each side. And if she does have parasites, I wash my hands before I handle the other lizard. They're separate. Her tank's in our bedroom, and Goku's is in the front room. I'm gonna show you that. I don't have that much stuff in her tank because I don't want to have to go out and buy a lot more stuff. But there you go, baby. Right now her tank is sitting at 95. It should be at 100 or 115, I believe. So here's Goku. My fatty butt. Goku. Hi, Goku. Where is he? Can't see. There you are. Hi, Goku. Hi. Hi, handsome. He is huge. He's my fatty butt. There. Here, let me turn off this light. Kind of glare. He likes to hang out on his pad. We got him this when we first got him. The cage is new. I got him that a while ago. He's my healthy one. Huge. That's all.